So you woke up one day and you were just older. You were older and you're unmarried. What should you do when you feel behind when it comes to marriage? Let's find out in this video. Hey fam, welcome back to our channel. My name is Jumoke Wood and I'm one half of When I Love. My husband and I, we coach single Christian women to meet, date, and marry eligible Christian men. So if that sounds like something you'd be interested in, make sure you do subscribe, hit that bell so that you can continue to get more great notifications. Okay, so this happens to a lot of women, especially millennials and now even Gen Zers. They are finding themselves in a similar situation that they're finding themselves in their late 20s, early 30s, mid 30s, late 30s, early 40s. They just wake up one day and they're like, wait, hold on. I think I should have been married a long time ago. Wait a minute, I'm behind. How did this happen? What's going on? So the first thing that you need to do when you feel left behind is don't panic. Okay? Don't panic. I know that's the knee-jerk reaction, is to start panicking. And I say don't panic because nothing good comes from desperation. My father is the one who told me this. He's like, don't be desperate. Don't be desperate. But I can guarantee you that moving in haste, moving in desperation, moving in panic, moving in fear will not get you farther along. You might end up in a worse place than you even imagined. So I would say, one, don't panic. Two, I would say, is to accept your situation and grieve. You have to grieve. Okay, this is something I tell our clients too, that there has to be a grieving process when it comes to your journey to the altar, because a lot of women, they have a lot of delusions. Like, a lot of us have been sold certain lies, whether by feminism, whether by well-meaning Christians and some subliminal messaging in the church, whether by Gen Xers who told us like, hey, just live your life because maybe you saw your mom and she wasn't in a good marriage, or she didn't get to do certain things, or you saw your grandma and you're like, I don't want to do that, and you ran the other direction. I don't know, right? I don't know. Regardless, you find right now you're in a situation that you don't want to be in, and time is of the essence. So you need to grieve. Grieve the reality that you won't have, right? For some women, they have to grieve wasted time. For me, I had to grieve the fact that I wasted 6 years of my prime, my youth, single, and I didn't have to, right? Wasted it thinking my ex was the one, not dating, not settling my home, not making that a priority. It was a priority, but I wasn't moving as if it was a priority. I didn't know any better. I have to grieve what I didn't know. No one told me what I'm telling you all now, and the stuff that I talk about on this channel and on my own personal channel. Nobody told me. And you might have to grieve that, hey, grieve what you didn't know. Grieve the time that was wasted, grieve the missed opportunities. For some women, they have to grieve the reality of possibly, potentially not even being able to have children. Some women are already in perimenopause and they're unmarried. That's something you have to grieve, right? Wow, I may not actually have a natural birth. And I know some people like, God can do anything. Okay. All right. God can do anything, but then there's also accountability on our end that we did not use wisdom. This is why I tell young women, like, settle your home early, because it's not a new concept or a new idea that we have a biological time clock. That's not new. Everyone knows that. Like, you're not going to be popping out babies until 70. We all know that. But we all thought we had time until the time clock bursted or it popped, and here we are, it's blaring in our face, and our biological time clock is blaring, and we don't have a man. We don't even know how to date. We thought it was all just going to happen. You have to grieve that, because for, again, this is more so of like my ladies who are in their mid to late 30s, early 40s. You got to grieve. Okay? You have to grieve. This doesn't mean that things can't move forward for you, but you do have to grieve, because if you don't grieve, then you're going to still be in delusion, right? It's better that you accept your situation and grieve missed opportunities. Now, with that, the next thing to do is to make a plan to move forward, because you don't want to stay in the valley. We don't want to stay in the valley of despair, and that's where women get bitter. That's when they become angry and resentful of the world, of God, of even women who have what they wanted, and they're like, whoa, why did you give her that? And that's why I said you got to grieve that, right? Really be honest with yourself and be like, wow, I thought I did everything right. I see my junior, someone who's my junior in years to me. She's married, she has multiple kids. And she's not even as holy as I am. Some women, they have that thinking, which is not right, but still, it's better that you're honest with that's what's in your heart. Grieve. Next, to make a plan to move forward. This is important because what do you want ultimately? Just because you're behind when it comes to marriage does not mean that you can never get married. Can I say that again? Just because you are behind in marriage does not mean you can never get married. Even when it comes to your own biological time clock, you can always adopt. You can always find yourself in a situation that you marry a man that had a kid out of wedlock and you adopt that child as your own. I don't know. There's so many different ways to channel that motherhood instinct that you have. If you truly wanted a child, you can always adopt. Do you know how many kids are up for adoption right now? And that's a different path, right, to move forward. That's a possibility. Another thing is to also consider, I guess the last thing after you feel left behind is to accept what comes with that path. For some women, their plan might be to never marry. Okay. I always say celibacy is a choice and an option that God gives us for his glory. And if you said, you know what, I'm too old, I don't really have what it takes for this current dating market. I tried it a few times. I tried to get on dating apps. I tried to go to a speed dating event. I really don't have the stamina. It just seems like it's way too much work to really try to race against the clock. I'm just going to accept my portion of life. I grieved. I'm going to make peace with it. I'm going to just live my own life, max out my 401k, pour into other people around me, and that's all it's going to be. I think that's beautiful, right? I think that's beautiful. I think that God be glorified in that choice. But if you're like, okay, I still really want to get married, you have to also accept what comes with that plan. I think a lot of women, they get discouraged because they have mismanaged expectations. When you have mismanaged expectations and you don't know what to expect, that's the reason why people get frustrated. So for example, let's say you have a baby, right? But nobody told you that babies pee and poop every few hours. And you're unprepared. So you have a baby and they keep pooping and peeing in their clothes because you didn't put a diaper on. Who wouldn't be frustrated, right? You will be like, dang, why do I even have a baby? Blah, blah, blah. Because you have mismanaged expectations. You expected this baby not to pee and poop every 3 hours, right? And since you didn't expect that, you didn't prepare properly. You didn't prepare your mind properly to change diapers every 3 to 4 hours. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? So in a similar way, when it comes to dating, especially when you are older, it will be more challenging. That's just the reality. It will be more challenging because of your age and the current state of the dating market. You need to go do your own research. What are the marriage rates right now? What are women and men saying about the current dating market? Are people married? Why are people not married? You just need to educate yourself so that you're ready, right? You're ready for what this path may entail. Now, you're not going to know everything, but I do think that if you want a certain outcome, it would benefit you to at least do some type of research on how could that path possibly look like. If you wanted to become a medical doctor, I would assume that you would probably at least look, if you're just starting off, maybe you didn't even go to college yet. Okay, I want to become a medical doctor. I'm pretty sure you would do a lot of research to see, okay, what schools have a pre-med track? How do I get there? I have to take MCATs. Okay, how many times can I take it? Okay, once I get through the MCAT, What about med school? Where would I go? How do I get into med school? Okay, now I'm in med school. How do I get into residency? Do I need a fellowship? You see what I'm trying to say? Like, you would plan that out. The way that you guys think about your careers, you need to apply that same tenacity now to dating and accept that, hey, this is going to require a lot from me. What I'm asking for is not as common as it was in the past. Like, I tell people, this is not the 1950s. It's not like everybody is just getting married willy-nilly left and right. Marriage is still somewhat of a hot commodity in today's economy. And with that understanding that, hey, this is probably going to be more competitive, this is going to be more challenging, I'm ready. Okay, and you accept what comes with the path. Okay, it's going to come with rejection. The timeline that I have might need to be stretched because I'm lacking in certain skills. Now, if it happens sooner, that's grace, but I'm also willing to accept that this might take some time before I get married. And if it's going to take me some time, I also have to accept what's going to come with that as well, which is, like I said, you might have to switch your strategy, not your strategy, but like if you are already on the last legs when it comes to your fertility, you're already starting to, you know what I'm saying, like you're in your late 30s, then you might have to also consider, like I might have to adopt, right? If I don't get married, even in a year or two, I may have to adopt. It doesn't mean I can never get married, but if I don't get married for another 3 to 5 years, I have to also accept that, hey, this is what might come with it. So that is what I have to tell you, ladies. I hope that was encouraging. I'm not really good when it comes to encouraging because I just give very practical guidance on how you can move out of this place of despair, right? It's okay, don't panic, here we are. This is what we do to move forward. But I do hope it was somewhat helpful. Let me know if it was, if it gave you something to think about, if you are like, okay, I'm a little bit behind, but you've given me some type of clarity on how I can move forward. Love to hear your feedback. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Also, make sure that you do hit those links in the description box to make sure that you can sign up for our programs and see all the things that we got going on. So that's all I have to say. Talk to you guys later. Bye.